welcome to The John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of The Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Clouser. This is, episode 209. Sorry, I just had to adjust the light. It was all facing this way versus facing, at me because, I'm the talent. I'm the bread and butter of this episode or this show. So, but yeah, what's up? How are you? Hope you guys doing well, doing swell. Que pasa? So, yeah, this is episode, 209? Man, can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's like I feel so muffled in these earphones. Hey, yep. Now I feel like, what's her name? The animal from, or the dinosaur from Land Before Time. What was her name? Sarah. That's what it was. Sarah. It's like, yeah, John, you should know that. You've been using this name for a bit in a story recently. Well, yeah. So, man, I feel like I look like such a vagabond. I'm looking at myself into the camera or into the monitor. I'm like, oh my god. I just, it's what I got up at 7:30. I just threw on a hoodie, some sweatpants, and I'm like, I'll probably do this podcast today. I should do it today because it's Sunday. Sunday, February 25th of our Lord and Savior. And so, NASCAR. I was just kind of like, maybe I should just go and do this podcast, get it over with, get it done. Because it's just what it is at this point. It's fun. It's like, that's how it feels. Man. So it's like, okay. All right. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, anything new? Nothing's new really with me. Just living life. Living the vida loca, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean? Oh, man, I'm just kind of like, it's like one of these episodes where it's kind of like, I hate these ones. These are the worst ones because what sucks about them is there's just it's like you're just taking the back part of a hammer, the Phillips part, and then you're just like hitting it against a rock. And you're just trying to break through the thing. But yeah, I think it's just because I only went to the gym twice this week. So I think my body's just kind of like, all right. And then, so I just kind of, the truth is I wanted to get this done because I'm like, I'm going to have a lot. The energy's already done. The momentum's already done. I wrote my 300 words for today. Working on a story that is absolute trash. Just trash. It's so weird. So it started off as like, maybe it's good if I talk about this. This might be good. Good for me as well. So it started off with just being like the idea came from just do a exercise. So there's this exercise. I feel like everyone's done this or have had to do this in some kind of creative writing class or like communication class where the teacher gives you like a picture and then you just have to write like a 500-word essay describing that picture. And that's basically what it is. And so what it started off with was just like, okay, imagine a picture. So I Googled a picture of like 4 people sitting at a diner or sitting at a cafe, sitting down at a table. And then I'm like, all right, John, just write about it and just write about each 4 of these people, make a whole life story. And then I'm like, and so I did that for like a week. And after a week, I'm like, where am I going with this? Like, what is this? What is this story? Because you know how sometimes you read a story and you're like, where is the writer taking me? Why is he telling me all, or he or she or them or it? Why is this person telling me all this information? For what reason? For what reason? So I just felt like I was just regurgitating, because every once in a while I'll write one of these dumb, stupid stories, and is it being like it feels like more of a rant. And I went into this story. I went into this story like thinking like, okay, John, you're probably just gonna write something weird. It's not gonna really mean anything. It's not gonna count for anything. It's just a good exercise in the sense of like just getting words out, working on like, flow, your voice, commas, punctuation, that kind of stuff. Just focus on that. And that's what I've really done every time I've gotten to it. I've literally every time I go to write my 300 words, I try to look at it as like, don't even think about the last 1,200 words you wrote. Don't think about that. Don't think about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Just think about the words today, and just write. And that's been like the biggest part of this. Oh, it has been so fucking frustrating. Is that it's just like, just write for today, and then you can always just go back and take it out. This stuff's not permanent. These are just your thoughts in the process of getting what you're going to take out, because you're going to take most of that, what you write today, out of the 300 words, most of it's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. It's going to get replaced. It's going to get changed. It's going to get comified. It's going to get like, there's going to be a lot of words taken out from it. And it's just part of the goddamn process. But the big thing is doing it. You just got to do it. And a lot of, what is I keep hearing? I keep hearing all this. It's not that I listen to a lot of self-help stuff. I don't. It's just, you can't help not be in this world and not hear this shit. And it's just always like, you gotta grind. Every day's the grind. And like, there's this, there's little bits and pieces of it. Like, I don't preach it, but you don't think I don't think about, or I have like a thought process on that kind of thing. Or if I don't think about like, like the amount of work you put into something, it's like, I have this idea. It's like, it's like the muse, where you have to like, some days you have to, every time you write or you do some sort of, even this podcast, week in, week out, I do it week in, week out, even if I don't want to do it. It's even like today, I started this podcast saying I didn't really want to do that. I'm like, this is gonna be so fucking difficult. I'm gonna have to just do it. And the thing is, like, it's better that I do it than don't do it, and that's the biggest thing. The moment I start thinking, as soon as I'm like, I hate all that like self-help stuff, I'm about to get on my high horse. It's like the moment I start thinking, I'm like, John, maybe I just do it tomorrow. I can just do it tomorrow. I was like, no, just do it today. If you just do it today, get it done. But I need now. I need to transfer that into other parts of my life, because it's not. It's like, okay, because it doesn't always feel like with you, like you start getting one thing figured out, and like in the place of that, like something else has to fall down in the process of like keeping your mind. And like that's where that, ladies and gentlemen, comes the great challenge, is to balance multiple things at one time. Can you do that? It's like do I just need to write stuff more down? Do I just need to write stuff down more? And I'm like coming to the point where like I don't like writing stuff down. I like typing stuff down. I like to have like notes. I have so many goddamn folders. It's insane, the amount of folders. And the fact that like now I can, it's so stupid. Just so many written files into folders, just folders after folders after folder. That's life. That's life. Much like what so funny. Like I always write down like, okay, this is how I'm going to start the podcast. This is how I'm going to start it. I'm going to do this little thing, and then after that, like, I'll probably be warmed up enough and I'll start talking. But that never happens. Never happens. Always ends up being something else. What was the thing that so did you know, I learned this yesterday. It was so crazy. So I live in Kansas City, Missouri, or Overland Park, Kansas. It's basically all the metropolitan area of Kansas City. Long story short, in Kansas City, do you know was it 1873? It rained frogs. Insane, huh? Right? Yeah. So, it rained frogs in Kansas City in 1873. Scientific Missouri concluded that it must have been cause of a tornado or another landmass storm, which there was no swamps, because there's no swamps or any large bodies of water in the area. I mean, I guess the Missouri River, kind of, but frogs aren't living in the Missouri River. They're going to die. There's no ponds or anything like that. It's not like, what is it? Minneapolis, the land of 10,000 lakes. Yeah, that's their motto. I mean, Missouri's not any better. It's the show me state. Kansas is the sunflower state. It's like, wow, we're really doing it. I wonder what other countries think when they see things like that. I wonder if they're like, huh, this is interesting. But I wonder, do they have to? They've got to. Like, who's to say? Because we do that within our state. I was about to say that it's like, do countries even like within like their country, do they have like cities that they compete against? It's like, yeah, dude, that's how everything is. Like, that's just human nature, you dumbass. Like, sometimes I think things, and I'm just like, and then I'm just like, what? So stupid. You're so dumb. It's like, because when I think things like that, I'm like, I'm really surprised I haven't walked out in the middle of the street and gotten hit by a car. It's like, what are you doing, you dumbass? But yeah, rain frogs, pretty interesting. And what made it so interesting to me was because it's like, oh yeah, because in Honduras, every spring it rains fish. It's like just normal. It's a normal thing. It happens every year because of the storms that come in and like they cause what are they called? Like an ocean tornado? A water spout? Is that what it is? Not a water spout, because a water spout is like what water comes down for for a house, right? Because, in the Itsy Bitsy Spider, down came the rain in the water spout, isn't that what it is? What is it? What's a water tornado? What is a water tornado called? Water spouts. I was right. Water spouts. So you're saying it's like in the Itsy Bitsy Spider there's a water spout? Wait, hold on. Then let's look Google water spout. Water spout. Water spout. What happens if you go into a water spout? They call it buses that damage you and your boat. Okay. Then water spout. The Itsy Bitsy Spider. Yeah, right? Isn't that what? Yeah. It's Itsy Bitsy Spider. Lyrics. Because I don't want to play the song. God damn it. When you want the lyrics to a song, you just can't find it. The Itsy Spider climbed up the water spout. Yeah. So is it just... But, okay, so that's what... I'm like, what the fuck? So, water spouts are water tornadoes, but they are also what the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up when it was raining. What an interesting song. Anyway, to tell you the truth, the Itsy Bitsy Spider... What? How does it even go? The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up to the spider spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the Itsy Bitsy spider went up the spout again. Yeah, see, what? Like, what a weird song, what a weird thing. What a weird grouping of sounds, you know? Huh. And okay, I gotta do some history lesson. I gotta look up at this and like to figure out what this is about. Okay. Itsy Bitsy spider. We're gonna learn some stuff. History. Oh, origin. Okay. We're about to learn some stuff here, guys, about the Itsy Bitsy spider. Okay. The Itsy Bitsy spider, also known as the Itsy Bitsy spider in Australia, Great Britain, and other Anglophone countries. Is that what? I've never heard that. I've never seen that word before. Anglophone. Yeah, I was right. Anglophone. What the fuck does Anglophone mean? Anglophone. We're going to learn something else today, too. Anglophone. What does that mean? Search with Google. Anglophone. English speaking. Huh. So I guess United States is the Anglophone country as well? Or is it like you speak proper British English? Let me look that up. Is there is a difference between British English and English. What's the difference between British English, and American English? Their pronunciation, their vocabulary, and their spelling. John, duh. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go back to Itsy Bitsy spider. Okay. Anglophone. I've never heard of Anglophone before, ever, in my whole life. So, it's a popular nursery rhyme, folk song, and finger play, of course, that describes the adventures of a spider as it ascends, descends, and reascends the downspout or water spout of a gutter. All right. Okay, so now we're figuring this out. We're getting this, guys. I'm a 35-year-old male, and this is what we're talking about. Okay, so man, living a vida loca, right? Right? You got to live Moss. That's what my forefathers say. That's why Taco Bell took it, because that's what every Latino, when you are born, you're given two things. You're given a poncho, and then you're also given a flag of whatever country you're from. So those are the two things. And then you're also taught, but the biggest thing you're taught is like live Moss. Like that's the biggest thing you're taught. Is that live Moss? Like that? Why do you think Taco Bell uses that as their slogan? Because clearly, all Latinos say it, all use it. It's like live Moss, muchacho. You know, like right. What I like to think is like there's probably a white person that thinks like one, that all Latinos are Mexican, and then two, that we eat like Chinese food. We eat tacos like every day. Granted, we do eat beans and rice almost every day. This is what we do. I think. Oh, like if Latinos were honest, if they were just honest, they're like, yeah, I do most of the time. Usually, just eat a lot of rice and beans, lots of beans. It's just what we are, who we are, what we do. Always have tortillas in the house. It's always the thing. It's just a natural thing. It's like much like you have like a lot of white people have like bread, milk in their house. Latinos always have tortillas. It's just our thing. Anyway, let's see here. Here's the lyrics. Words. The Itsy Bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. Again. It usually approaches. When did it? I want to know the story behind it. Sources. The song can be found publication including a alternate version in the book Camp and Camino in the Lower California, which was made and published in 1910, where it refers to as a classic Spider song. It appears to be a different version of the song using blooming bloody instead of Itsy Bitsy. Blooming Buddy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. The blooming bloody spider, or the sun came out and dried up all the rain. The blooming bloody spider went out the spout again. Like, what a weird. Yeah, that makes sense why they changed it. That makes sense why they changed it. It was later published once again. Several modern versions in the Western folklore by the California Folklore Society in 1948. Mike and Peggy Seeger's American folk song for children in 1948 as well. The lyrics describing in 1910 as belonging from the classic spider song, the blooming bloody spider went up the water spout. Like, it's basically what I said. It just added O. That's the only difference. This is fascinating, isn't this? How fucking weird is this? Never in a million years, going from talking about a water spout, which I'm like, wait, hold on, isn't a water spout like, what that spider went up in that little song, which is also a water tornado. Look at the world that we live in. This would have, see what I mean? This would have never happened if I would have waited till tomorrow to do the podcast. See, that's what I mean. Like, you just got to stay. You got to stay focused, y'all. You got to stay focused. You have to have, like, Mamba mentality, which is the most douche chills thing in the world. Like, because, like, no one nicknamed him that. He gave himself that nickname. Like, it's the worst when someone gives himself their own nickname. It's the worst shit in the world. It's also like how everyone always rambles in their goddamn car. Get a podcast. Set up a studio, assholes. It noises hell in it because it's always your car. It's like, oh god, it's like you don't believe in your bullshit enough to like just. See, I made a set. I put some lights up, and then I ramble. I'm like, you're too scared. John, why do you care so much about that? I don't know why. It's like one of the few things I'm still holding on to, I've given up a few things. In this new year, I'm trying to, not being such an old fuck. I'm starting to use, what you call, like online ordering. That's a thing. Downloading games onto my Xbox instead of buying the hard game, which is incredibly cheaper, which is so much cheaper doing it like that. And it's almost shocking of how easy it is to have how life is trying to make things easy, but then you try so hard not to do that, and it's like not even for like good reasons. It's always so silly because it's because the government. I don't want the government to track you. Like, but I know I have nothing to hide. Why the fuck would the government? What do I have? They want to see what a stupid, garbage cans I'm buying for a car. Like, is that what that's what they're following me for shit like that? Like, oh, how many? What's the lyrics to Itsy Bitsy Spider? That's what the government's trying. John, like, you're not important. So because of that, I'm trying to just be honest with myself and be like, okay, dude, just buy the fettuccine alfredo online. It's so much easier, dude. You don't have to call. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to, because I used to spend like 25 minutes like building myself up to have to talk to someone on the goddamn phone, and now I just go online. It's like they just want you to order online. They almost don't want to talk to you either. It's a great thing. It's like we understand. We understand. You don't want to talk to us. Here's the menu. Click on the button, and it's going to take you to the cart. Put your fucking phone number in your email, and we'll email you when the food's ready. And it's so much easier. You just walk in, get the food. You're like, all right, fuck off, and you just move on. And they get their money, you get your food, and then the world is better, I guess. It's not better. It's just a lot less talking, and you don't have to talk. Oh, God. It's very interesting. This is where we're at in my life. These are the things and the growing pains I'm going through with myself. Yeah. Stop showing. What's the thing? I don't know. We were going away from it. I don't know why it's coming back, but like showing food again, like it was going away. Like people weren't posting stories of them eating the food, and then the next picture after that, the next story is like the plate being empty. It's like, I don't understand why you're showing me this. Like, why? This is so fucking weird. This is one of the weird things. This is so weird. Like, I thought we had moved beyond that. Oh, and sometimes you're like, okay, we're done with something, and then it slowly starts coming back, like 90s jeans. They were so heavy, like Bugle Boy jeans. Such a heavy product. Like, no wonder everyone looks so tired in the picture, because we were walking around with these heavy ass jeans on. And now they're coming back, but it's like just like thin at the top and just like incredibly wide as soon as it gets like mid hip. But who am I? I'm no fashionista. God, I'm just a guy who really does feel like he pulled one out and made a halfway decent podcast this episode. And it's like, I was like, oh yeah. If you just do your podcast now by like 10:15, 10:20, you can be done. And I'm starting to lose my voice. It's crazy. It's just one of those things in life. But so in closing, y'all, it can rain frogs. The Itsy Bitsy Spider is not the original lyrics of what we thought it once was. 1910, huh? That's the original version. Who would have known? Who would have known that Itsy Bitsy Spider is so old? Really makes you think about things, doesn't it? Well, guys, with that, we've reached the end of another podcast. Next episode, we'll have triple digits, but double digits of the second part of the triple digits. All right, well, be safe. Wash your hands. I guess don't wash your hands as much. I'm trying not to do that too. I'm trying not to be such a germaphobe, but it's like, it's so gross. We just went through a pandemic, you cunts. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next episode. All right. Bye.